What is up, people? It's your boy NATZ, the Hidden Legend, and I'm back again with another good video for you guys to watch and to always tune in. So for today's video, might be the most relatable topic I've touched so far on this channel, and that's friendship. See, it's so relatable, friendship. We all have friends. We all speak to people. We all have that one person that we can tell all of our secrets to, or we can just, want to have a laugh at them. We can joke around with them. We all have that one person in our life, and that's completely normal. I'm sure that we can all admit that there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having that one person that we can tell, our information to. Nothing wrong with that. But with that being said, I'm sure that within this specific friendship that you may be in, or you were once in, or is trying to, be in, I'm sure there's been a point during that friendship where you've asked yourself this one question, and it may not be a thing where you've actually said it out, but you probably said it, within your conscience or within your head. And that question is this person, is my best friend? Is this guy that I like? Is this girl that I like? Are they sneaky? Are they sneaky? Are they a snake? Are they cutthroat? Are they a backstabber? I'm sure you've asked yourself this question at least one point. I feel like in every friendship, every relationship that is known to man, this question has been asked at least once. And as I said, it may not be a thing where you've actually said it, but you've thought about it. You've definitely thought about this question. And I'll be covering, this question in this video. And I have about 4 points. I have 4 points, that I really want to touch on. And, these 4 points relate. They really, really relate to this question, or this person is sneaky. And at the end of the video, I'll kind of give like a result to this situation, to this question. Because I believe that, every situation, there's always a solution. There's no experience that is new, basically. I believe that there's no type of experience that is new to man, So for the end of the video, I will have kind of like a solution to this problem. But let's get straight to it. So I want to get straight to the first point. So the first point, right? You've asked yourself this question, or is this person sneaky? Usually, to know that maybe this question you're asking yourself is not 100% false, or there's some sort of truth to it, is when someone that you've trusted many times before is spreading misinformation about you, or is basically putting out your information out to the public, out to everyone. This is when, this question that you're asking yourself, it may not be false. It may not even be very false. It may even be very true that this person could potentially be a backstabber and a snake in your life. They may be. And it's not that, maybe what they're saying is false. Maybe they're just making things up. But they're exposing your information to the public. This is 100% betrayal. This is 100% betrayal. And I know that this topic is very popular because a lot of people, it don't matter where you're from. It don't matter who you are. I can gather a group of people, and at least one of them has experienced this at least one point in their life. We're talking people from the age of 18 to like 25, if I was to get a group on them, they probably experienced this at least once in their life, or even beyond that. Even if you're a senior, you probably experienced this, before. This one is very popular. People speaking or saying things behind your back. People, spreading information about you behind your back. Misinformation, information that people don't really need to know about. This is a very common issue that a lot have experienced. I want to throw in a little example as well. It could be a thing where maybe you have this specific person, right? And you've been cool for a hot minute. You lot are chatting, you lot are speaking about, your interests, what you like. And you just feel the need to to just tell them maybe something that you haven't really told that many people before, which is completely normal. You know, you're naturally just gonna tell people that you spend the most time with your information, your personal information. You're just naturally gonna do it, you know. So you're just like, oh, I might as well just tell this person this, and you tell them. You tell them, and they take it in, and they look directly at you with a straight face. You know, they're taking it in, and then you tell them, yo, I really appreciate it if you didn't tell anyone this, you know, information that I'm telling you. And they'd be like, oh, cool, I won't tell no one. And then a couple days later, weeks later, even a month later, maybe you're chilling with one of your other friends, you know, maybe you're not so close, but you're cool with them. And then, bro, it just hits you. It hits you, bro. It feels like a slap in the face. That's how it usually feels. Oh, I heard that you do so on and so forth. Oh, I heard that you like this specific person. Oh, it could even make a full story about you, you know. My man was telling me that, oh, you was doing this, you was doing that to this specific type of person, you know. And then you're like, yo, there's no way that my man said that. There's no way that there's no way that this person said that about me, you know. I feel like the worst thing that you can possibly do, one of the worst things that you can ever do to someone, right, it may just be me, but you know, the worst thing is to spread misinformation about a person. This is something that I'm glad to say that I have no parts in, because I don't recall really spreading misinformation about someone. I don't really recall doing that in my life. But I feel like that's probably one of the worst things you can ever do to a person. Spread misinformation about them. Say something that's like, before you even tell other people, you need proper context of the story, you know. If I don't have that, I'm not really going to say anything. I'm just not. But I feel like it's one of the worst things that you can ever do. You know, it just shows how much you don't care. You don't care about this person's reputation. You don't care about what they got going on for them. Because, you see, most people, when you tell them something negative, they won't really forget. They're going to remember that person for that one negative thing that you told them. And you ruin so much for that other person that you're spreading misinformation about. You could ruin their opportunities in the future. You know, you can ruin their self-esteem, you can ruin their confidence. All because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. And you kept running your mouth about things that wasn't true. And this happens all of the time. And this is probably the first sign and the most popular sign and the most relatable sign of knowing whether this person is sneaky or not. I'm saying if you experience this and you're experiencing it right now, that person that is spreading all this information about you, they're snaky. They're snaky. They're a snake. There's no other way to say it than a backstabber. This is top 3 biggest betrayals ever, is spreading misinformation about you or telling other people or your best friend or someone that you really, really, you know, are close with. They're telling other people that don't have no business knowing your information. They're telling them your information. This is top betrayal. There's no way about it. So that's the first point, is, you know, spreading misinformation about you, falsely accusing you for something that you didn't do, and, you know, telling people your information that you don't really want people to know about. It's top betrayal. Second point, you know, they're like taking a piss out of you, you know. They continuously, even while knowing that, oh, they're violating, while knowing your feelings, and they're still doing it, continuously doing it, is taking the piss out of you. Every single joke, you're the butt of the joke. Every time they laugh, oh, they manage to fit in a small insult about you. Every opportunity, when there's people around, it's a chance, let's mock my man. Let's mock him. Let's make fun of him. Let's make him feel bad. Let's make him, want to hate his life. Let's make him feel all of these negative emotions. This too, definitely top 3 biggest betrayals ever, bro. This one, you're making fun of someone. And to be fair, is this worse than the first point? Is this worse than spreading misinformation? I don't think so. I feel like spreading misinformation still is even worse than this one. But this one is still bad as well. Don't get me wrong. This one is still bad. And you know what's worse about this one? You and your best friend, right? Or the specific person, you could be cool. You guys could be the best of friends when you're together. The best of friends when you're together. But the moment that, there's other people around, or there's a group of people around, it's like Two-Face, There's someone else constantly making fun of you, constantly laughing at you, constantly making inside jokes about you, out of nowhere. And this is, I'm saying this, bro, this is someone that you cannot trust. You cannot trust this person. Now, it's cool, naturally in every friendship, there's always going to be that time, going to bust jokes about each other. Nothing wrong with that. It's banter. There's nothing wrong with banter, There's nothing wrong with banter, especially most friendships when there's guys, that's what we do. We bust jokes. But in every friendship, because we know each other so well, we know when to, we know how far to go and when to kind of chill, That's just mutual respect. It's just respecting each other, If I'm gonna joke on you, because I know you so well, there's certain things I can't say because I care about your feelings, but because I know how you feel, I'm not gonna push that limit. But like certain situations, and I know a lot I've been through this, when they just don't know and they continuously do this over and over again. This question that you're asking yourself over and over again, is this person snaky? It's not 100% false. They could potentially be sneaky. They could potentially have bad intentions for you. It's just that they're just letting that out through humor. Because there's truth in humor. There's truth behind those jokes. There's always truth behind those jokes. There's always. But they're just letting it out in a different manner, in a different way. And this is something that, you can't tolerate this. Or I'm going to get to that later, but this is definitely a sign that, this is a backstabber sign. This person would definitely, if it means that if they had the opportunity to, they would take it wholeheartedly. It's called being snaky, So that's the second point. They always want to make fun of you, bust jokes about you, especially in front of other people, But when it's just you and them, it's cool. You guys get along, but when it comes to other people, busting jokes, this is outright disrespectful. This should not be tolerated at all. But anyway, that's the second point. That's the second point, Got the third point. Now, the third point is, let's see. I feel like the third point is more obvious than the other ones, because usually with the other ones, it takes you a while to really snap into reality, because most of the time you keep telling yourself, it's a joke. We all joke, we'll joke around. Or even the first point, maybe these guys just making up things. That person would never say that about me. But the third point is just obvious, It's just obvious, And that's basically when you succeed, when you do very well, they're the first ones to celebrate with you. you know. The moment, all of a sudden, you know, all of a sudden, you do well, stuff like that, it's cool. They only want to chill with you. They only want to hang out with you when you're making it, when you're winning. When you're winning, they only want to hang out with you. That's the only time when you're winning. But let's say maybe next month isn't as successful as the other month. Maybe you don't have as much money as you did last month. You know, maybe you're going through something, nowhere to be found. No words of encouragement. They're not trying to visit you. They're not trying to see how you're doing. They're not trying to ask, you know, what you're going through. They're not trying to care about your situation. Maybe you're going through something very personal, like maybe it's family that, you know, maybe have issues at home, etc., you know. But they're nowhere to be found. They're nowhere to be that person to actually have your back. You know, nowhere. This is a sign that, you know, this specific person, or it could even, most of the time it could even be a couple of people, but whoever it is, this is a sign that they don't have your back. They genuinely do not. I feel like it's the most obvious out of all, because it's so easy. Wouldn't it not be so easy? Wouldn't life not be so easy if, you know, if things were smooth? If things were smooth, you know, in this life. Or if God, let's even say that, if God made life for me and you very smooth, you know, at the end, will me and you really be truly, will we be truly thankful? Will me and you be truly thankful? If God made life so easy for everyone, so smooth, if He just gave us whatever you wanted, if God was our genie, if we had a genie, would we really be thankful in this life? I don't think we will. You know. It's so easy to be happy when things are going smooth. You wouldn't be happy. But when things go downhill, they don't go your way, things are looking messy, things are looking long, you know, what you're making, like the bank account's not really looking promising, you know, you're actually struggling. That's when you start to think like, yo, it kind of humbles you, you know, and it really lets you know like who really has your back or not. Because yeah, like, these things are easy. It's easy to do these things when, you know, you feel good, you got the things that you want. It's easy to celebrate. Easy. But when you're low, you really start seeing people for who they truly are. You really, really will. And it's the same thing like, yo, if we all got what we wanted, would we really be thankful to our Creator, to the one that provided it for us? I don't think we will. So it's the same thing with this situation. Like, potentially, this person is only there when you're winning. Could be a snake for real. You could not actually have your best intentions. They could actually not care about you like that. They could actually not. So that was that third point. And the last point, you know, I feel like the last point too is pretty deep, you know, it's another good one is, look, they don't treat you the same way as you treat them. They don't treat you the same way as you treat them. There's an imbalance. There's a blatant imbalance within the friendship. There is. Maybe you go out, you know, maybe they buy you something, maybe you buy them something, you know, be like, cool, it's nothing. You ask them for the same thing, it's no, I'm not gonna do it. you know, you're always on time for them, you travel best for them, you put up money for them, time, you sacrifice time for them, but when it's you, always coming late, don't really seem to care. You're not treating each other the same way. You're not treating each other the same way. You're not. It's loyalty. It's all it is loyalty. It's being loyal. Integrity as well. Like, and if things was to fall for you, or if there was something that you really needed to do, they're most likely not going to be there for you, because they're not treating you the same. And vice versa, if it was them going through a lot, now they expect you to help them out. But when you was going through the worst of the worst, they wasn't doing nothing. Not even trying to give you advice. Not even trying to give you advice. They're not even trying to comfort you. You know? I mean, maybe you guys may be cool. You may be cool. Like, he may not even be a hater. But it's just simply like, just treating you the same. You know? There's no... It should always be like a game of ping pong. You know? Friendship, relationships, it should be like a game of ping pong. It should be like table tennis. I did this for you, you did this for me. Same thing. If it's just me, you know, if we're playing ping pong and I'm hitting the ball over and over again, you're not giving it back. You know, you're not receiving the ball. What's the point of playing ping pong? It's gonna be a one-man game. It'd be so boring. It'd be and you're gonna eventually give up. You're gonna be, this is boring. I'm not gonna play ping pong now. It's supposed to be like table tennis. That's how it's supposed to be. And most of the time, you're just gonna feel demotivated when you. Honestly speaking, you're probably gonna leave that friendship. You're gonna be like, yo, bond this. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm done with this person. This person does not care about it. This person is not, respecting my time the same way as I respect theirs. It's how it is. It's how it is. All about that time. It's all about respecting that time that you have for one another. And I feel that's how it starts. That's how you can be happy. But this person cannot do that. And they know what they're doing. That's a backstabber and a snake. That's all of them in one. So yeah. Anyway, it's been your boy NATZ, aka the Hidden Legend. Look, here it is. It's someone in your life, a snake. I'm giving you 4 points. And the solution really is to respect yourself. Is to have self-respect. And the solution really is to, at the end, when you've been through this, the line needs to be drawn. The line needs to be drawn. And these things need to be addressed. And I say the best thing to do is to talk it out with that person. I feel like the worst thing that you can do is to involve too many people. Because usually when you involve too many people, the situation is made to be worse. Is made to be worse. Because one person, maybe that person that you involved in your situation to resolve could get the wrong impression of it, and they can tell you to do something that is completely different to what you meant to do. Just talk it out with that person and come to a conclusion. And if it means you have to end the friendship, so be it. It's about yourself, and it's about where you are mentally too. These things need, because in order, look, on this channel, we're trying to succeed. We're really trying to, someone like me, I'm not trying to be mediocre. I'm trying to be excellent in this life, I'm trying to exceed. I have bigger and better things. God has bigger and better things for me. He has so much planned for me. I don't have time, you know, to be going for people around me, you know, that I trust to be saying false things about me. I don't have time for that. I don't. Making false stories about me, you know? I don't have time, you know, for when I'm winning or when I'm doing well, this person has this inside joke to say about me in front of everyone, you know? If you didn't like me, you shouldn't have just told that to me in the first place, you know? Why have to tell it in front of 5 people? It's snaky behavior. And then I don't have time for, you know, always celebrating me when I'm succeeding. How about when I didn't have that much? Where were you? You know, I don't have time for these things. People that are on their grind, on their mission, they don't have time for these hiccups. These hiccups can be avoided. These hiccups can be 100% avoided. It can't be avoided. So yeah, like, if someone in your life snaky, if they've done these things, probably look into it more and talk to that person, talk it out, find a solution. But yeah, it's been your boy NATZ, aka The Hidden Legend. Hope this video has helped someone out there. If it has, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and it's been amazing. Stay legendary.